Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. How are we all today, wherever you are in the world? When you're watching, a huge shout out to you. We've got a lot of questions to get through. This is kind of like answering viewers' questions here. And also finishing off from the session I did with the dowsing rods or divining rods, however you want to call them. Some people have asked, where did I get them? Well, my husband made them for me. They're wire, and you can get dowsing rods from most New Age type shops, or if you want to make your own, get some reasonably straight wire and bend them, or get someone to bend them for you. Someone who's handy with wire, steel, copper, etc., should be able to make you your dowsing rods. But I can't tell you, off the top of my head where to get them from. Just do a search, and you should. I'm sure Amazon would even have them. But anyway, I want to do some. Here they are again. They're already active. I want to finish off and explain to you my last dowsing rod session. So I asked, would Vice President Harris be elected as president? And the rods refused to either say yes or no. It showed that a Democratic Party candidate would win, and that the Republicans would lose. So I was pretty heartened by that. But then I got to think, as did you viewers, what on earth did those dowsing rods mean when they refused to say yes or no? My intuition takes me to certifying of the Electoral College votes. That's where it goes. And whether or not those Republican states that have, we've seen what they've done in 2020, whether or not they would find some reason not to certify. And so that is the big danger, unless between now and then President Biden does something to shore things up, to safeguard the election from really what amounts to a coup from Republicans. So that is where my intuition is going. Let's take a look with the rods and ask some of those questions. Now, some of my viewers said, well, you've got to be really specific in the questions that you asked. Dowsing rods may not be able to pick up elected, the word elected. So let's have a look. So first of all, show me yes. Now, some of you have also said, my rods, that's no for my rods. Well, that's good. You keep going with your rods. But it is up to the user as to what their signals are, how they interpret those signals. Show me no, please. Okay, so that is firmly established. I'm holding my rods very, very lightly between my finger and my thumb and allowing them to freely move without me doing anything except ask a question. Okay, Spirit, are you here? Spirit, can you show me, are you present in this room? Of course, we know that when I started my reading up, I had a beautiful orb while I was preparing the decks, as I often do. So we know Spirit is here. Okay, so the question that my viewers wanted me to ask is, will Kamala Harris be President of the United States after the 2024 election? Will Kamala Harris be President of the United States after the 2024 election? Now, that is showing me a yes, which brings me to my intuitive question. Okay, thank you, Divining Rods. We'll back all these readings up with cards. So, will some red states refuse to certify election results? Will some red states refuse to certify 2024 election results? Okay, did I ask the question properly? Okay. Did I ask the question properly? No. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, so how can I ask this? Well, any. Okay. I know. Okay. Will any Republican states change the Democratic results of the 2024 election? Will any there we have it. There we have it. It is in the certification. But, I asked, the formal question of certification. This is changing results for whatever that reason is. Let me just get rid of that message there so it won't beep at me all the time. Now, also, I want to say this. If you're not up to predictions of the future, knowing that in all our countries it's difficult times, please leave this and come back to it when you are. But anyway, I'll say more on that later. You don't have to. I could be right, I could be wrong. I'm using dowsing rods. You always use your own intuition. All right, so what's the next question on from that? All right, will the Supreme Court of America make a ruling on the winner of the 2024 election? Will the Supreme Court of the US, the SCOTUS, will it make a ruling, any ruling, on the 2024 election? Okay, I'm not phrasing the question properly here. Okay, maybe it's the ruling. Will the Supreme Court, will the SCOTUS uphold the results of the 2024 election? Yeah. Okay, I think that's all we have to go here with the dividing rods, or with these questions anyway, because there's time to read on the House and there's time to read on the Senate. In fact, I have already read on those two questions. The House is going to be close, and I'll do those readings, including asking with the divining rods. I do feel that somehow they're going to increase their Senate majority. That's what I've got in the past, but I can do updates for people, but not today. Okay, so that's the clarification of those questions around the divining rods. From those, and I haven't taken it any further, it looks like Harris will be the Democratic candidate. Anyway, it could be something. It could be something I haven't asked yet. Anything could happen in terms. She's the vice president at this time, so I'm just going to leave that there without placing too many conditions on or narratives around that. You've seen what the dowsing rods have said. Okay, I'm glad they clarified that. Also, I read on whether or not some remote viewers have been seeing, a group of fairly powerful remote viewers on YouTube, just Google remote view, have been seeing like a type of a mushroom cloud or explosion. I prefaced that before I used the divining rods. I think from memory they didn't give me an affirmative response on that. So I'm going to do my own session there on that. Some people were a little bit, where's this coming from? Well, any number of areas. North Korea has restarted its manufacturing of weapons-grade plutonium again. There is always volatility there. There is always volatility from terrorism attacks. That's the world we live in. Again, if you don't, if you kind of want to just tune back in when you want to, then do that too. So, again, this reading is for entertainment purposes only, and I'll say it again, I may be right, I may be wrong. Please use your own intuition in all matters. Right. Wow. Okay, let's get started. One of the things I absolutely loved was that Trump will face justice. The divining rods went quickly to yes, and I'm really pleased about that. Okay, so let's draw some energy cards, just a couple of energy cards for those that have a question in mind. Think of your question and I'll draw a couple of cards for you. It is a general reading though. So show me the messages from Spirit for those that are needing a card or intuition at this time, a guide even. So we have soul retrieval, reclaiming your soul. It's interesting. I was only thinking of Mars squaring Pluto. Pluto is all about the soul. It's all about your deepest, darkest, I guess. But your deepest search for meaning and your core truths. And of course, Mars gives you the impetus to follow those, to drive them forward, whatever your soul journey is. This is all about pushing forward with that, and part of that is retrieving parts of yourself that may have been lost, parts of your soul that may have been lost either through trauma or post-traumatic stress or neglect in some way. If you're searching at this time, go within and ask your spirit those questions that need to be asked. Connect with spirit. Reclaim parts of your soul that may have been lost. Because it's only when we come to fullness that we can find happiness. We can't do that if there are parts of ourselves, the essence of ourselves, that have been submerged or suppressed or lost to us for whatever reason. Altar, honouring. Again, honour yourself is a big part of that. And asking for help from spirit, reconnecting with spirit and death and rebirth, transmigration. There's a lot of light there. And I do feel that this is a incredibly important time for us to be here on this earth, undergoing so much change, so much deepening of our spirituality, so much connection or opportunity to connect with the divine, almost like it's an ascension. And that's how I see that card, bringing the old to a close, recapturing, reclaiming that soul of humanity, and beginning a new cycle. Base of the pack, birth, renewal. Okay, so they're really strong messages from Spirit today. We asked was Spirit present in the room, and Spirit gave us a big answer on that one. Okay, so let's keep going with these viewers' questions. So we asked the correct question as given to me by one of my viewers who has been dowsing for 50 years, something like that. Imagine that. Imagine that. Okay, so I love my dowsing rods, I might add. I always have, and I love that my partner made them for me. Okay, what happens to Australia? One of my Australian viewers, wanted questions from Australia. I have read twice already, twice or three times, that there is a change of government, federal government, at the next election. I want to now see we've got a roadmap for reopening back the country, and our vaccinations rates are going like that now that our vaccinations are coming online. When we get to 70% double dosed in about mid-October, my state at least is going to open up a lot of its restrictions, and there's a lot of caution being expressed from people who have under 12 who can't be vaccinated, children under 12, those who have immune compromised conditions, those who can't be vaxxed for whatever reason, medical and otherwise, well-being, health and well-being reasons. There are a lot, not a lot, but there's fear as to what this will mean, and particularly for our parents, grandparents, who are more likely to go into critical care and ICU. That's what we call critical care here in Australia when you get over a certain age. Although, this Delta strain is affecting all age groups. All right, let's have a look at whether this opening will be... Show me what's going to happen when the New South Wales state reopens at 70% double dosed. Show me what happens, please, Spirit, when New South Wales opens up at 70% double dosed. I just heard not going to happen, and I don't know why I said that, but let's have a look. The Knight of Cups, it certainly is an offer. It's almost an offering that is being inducing people to be vaccinated, because it's only those who are double dosed that can actually open up. The rest remain in lockdown. So I'm not sure how all this is going to work. What is challenging that, is the Hanged Man suspension. So that's interesting. This is very much a play. Businesses and people that want to see to have their freedoms, very much an offer to industry as well, to have that state opening up. But the foundation of the reading is the Tower card. Unfortunately, our pandemic hasn't peaked yet here in my state. The health system is overwhelmed at the current time, and we've got the Tower card here. So that's the foundation of the reading. The Four of Coins in the past. Some of this has been made with the eye to the economy and also to those businesses. And I want to stress here how difficult it is, particularly for small business, to hold out month after month after month in lockdown. The Ten of Swords is the potential complete and utter overrunning of our health system, complete and utter downfall. That's the potential, along with the Tower card. These currently, anyway, as it stands now, this is kind of like the background to the reading. Let's have a look at the immediate future, manifestation, and the Magician card in the near future. So something is manifesting here. Let's see what that is. The Ace of Coins in the here and now. This is definitely an economic decision, because people are suffering economically here, and the administration, the government of the day, has had to come in with this cold, almost strategic, tactical move here. Okay, so the hopes and fears is the Fool card. Everyone wants an opening up, but we want it done cautiously. The Fool is often stepping off a cliff. So we fear this Uranus energy here, that something unexpected, particularly with that Tower, Mars energy there, something unexpected could happen. Things could get worse. Now, we've got endings and beginnings with the World card here. This is Saturn. It's going to take a lot of work to open up safely. And Saturn again, the Ten of Wands, it's not going to be easy. In fact, with these tens here, it's actually going to be very difficult. And the Knight of Swords, there will be unpleasant, often harsh truths that come forward. So wherever there's a flaw in this plan, it's going to be exposed. I don't think it's going to go smoothly. I really don't. Now we have the King of Cups, the benign ruler, emotion, caring for others, and we have Justice. So, okay, here's what I think is going to happen if we open up too soon, or if we open up in the wrong way, if we go easy on some restrictions, that should be, if we get it wrong, okay, it's not going to go well. And I think we're going to go back in to lockdowns. It's not easy. There's pressure being put on the government from all sides to, economically to get this to get us opened up again. The difficulty is that the vaccines haven't been in. This is my logical, also interpretation, is that the vaccines haven't been in big supply, and so there are some areas of the state, particularly in rural and regional communities, because we had to give some of our vaccines to Sydney, which was a hot spot, that won't be at that 70%. So it's a 70% statewide. I think some areas are going to remain in lockdown, and we're going to, unfortunately, see these numbers climb. So there you have it for that reading. Okay, so will they make mistakes in this? Yes, they will. Will they have to retract in certain areas? Yes, they will. Will they learn through those mistakes? Yes, they will. Okay, but I do see some, a lot of restrictions easing, but the ones that are not well thought out are the ones that are going to be retracted. Okay, hoping that is travel from Sydney to the regions. Because we have either low or non-existent case numbers where we are. Okay, so let's have a look at the UK. Will the UK ever join? I want to use rods for this, actually. All right. The question was, seems far-fetched question now, doesn't it? Will the UK ever join the European Union again? Will the UK ever join? Okay, now here's all right, let's see. Will the UK ever be a member of the European Union again? And you know why? Because the UK is a big word. Okay, let's cut it down a little bit. Will England ever rejoin the European Union? Okay, or Britain. Will Britain ever rejoin? Yes or no? Will Britain ever rejoin the EU again? Okay, not wanting to answer that for whatever reason. Will Scotland ever rejoin the European Union? Will an independent Scotland ever rejoin the European Union again? And this is what I thought. Ultimately, the UK, Scotland will go for independence and will rejoin the EU. Okay. All right. Will Scotland ever be independent from Britain or England? Will Scotland ever be independent from the UK? Will Scotland ever be independent from the UK? So while England may not go back in, Scotland will, which means that the UK will, as a result of this, Scotland will achieve independence and will rejoin the EU. I don't think England will. Okay, so let's clarify that England question. Will England, or what's left of the United Kingdom, will whatever's left of the United Kingdom ever rejoin the EU? Will what's left of the United Kingdom ever rejoin the EU? What's left of it? That's the full card is a yes. Challenged by inspiration, passion, movement forward. Now it's difficult really because Wales could want to rejoin. Ireland could become united in some way again. So these are difficult questions to capture. The Knight of Wands, it seems like there is a movement forward to rejoin in some way. In the past, we've got the Ten of Pentacles. I think in some ways, we had the hedge funds backing this withdrawal. There was a lot of money to be made coming out of the EU, but then half the population wanted to. The Page of Cups, there's going to be some kind of surprise here. What's going on? The Six of Cups going back to the past. Now that's interesting. The Ace of Cups right now, it is a new start, and I have to acknowledge that for England, a lot of constituents wanted to break away. The Nine of Cups, they're seeing this as a win, a miracle, that this new start, that the UK is now independent. The Six of Swords, in the hopes and fears, it was backed by a great number. They had 2 referendums, I think it was, and 2 elections for it, and still the majority wanted to leave. But the fear is also movement within the EU and the UK, including supply lines. There's shortages on the supermarket shelves. There's a lot of things that aren't going smoothly about that exit. Now we've got the Hierophant, the government. So I think that the government here, there's going to be some kind of move in good faith, perhaps not to become a member state, but to rejoin in some way. But we've also got the Seven of Swords. The government lied. The government lied. Gee. And we've got the downturn in finances, in the downturn in the economy. The government's projections about what was possible for the economy post-withdrawal were they either withheld information or they lied. It looks like the biggest victim of withdrawal from the EU is the economy. That's what it's looking like. And we've got the Two of Wands. This is crossroads card, decisions being made in time. So not going back fully. Wow. Big crossroads here for the UK. Big crossroads. And the Page of Coins and Death, yeah. It is going to ultimately, as I said, the biggest victim will be the economy one way or another. And possibly, if my dowsing rods are correct, a breaking up of the UK, Scotland becoming independent, which of course has implications again for the UK economy. So, big question, that one. I'll leave that to my UK viewers. Now, I've got one general quick question around supply lines being affected by Delta worldwide, not just in my country, not just the Brexit and pandemic in the UK, supply lines generally. A lot of shipping crews have had to contend with COVID. We've been told here in Australia to order Christmas presents early because certain department stores can't guarantee supply. There's a lot happening along those supply lines. Okay, so are we going to see supply lines challenged globally? Are we going to see supply lines, world supply lines challenged globally? Five of Cups, yeah. This is lost too. Mars and Scorpio endings challenged by the Chariot. So the speed at which things are moving is going to slow because that's in the challenge position. And this could also impact on drug supplies as well. So watch that one. That's my intuitive interpretation, or what's coming through. It's my clairsentience. The Hanged Man in the foundation position. Yes, suspensions, things stopping. And someone's touching my hair. Thank you. We've got the Six of Swords in the past. Movement through water. Mercury, communication, movement forward. That's in the past. And we have here the Magician in the sky. That's an interesting manifestation. There's if this pandemic is teaching us anything, it is, well, it's teaching us a lot, but it is teaching us about what we took for granted and what we relied on, and how our resilience was challenged because we really didn't envisage a worldwide pandemic like this, or if we did, we didn't prepare enough for it in the way that we let manufacturing go out of our countries. We relied on these global supply lines. So they are going to decrease in the future, the page of coins. It's not a queen, it's not a king. They're not going to dry up completely, but they're going to be reduced. And we've also got the High Priestess, which is something not known to us yet. And the Nine of Wands, yeah. So I don't think leaders may be abreast of this, our political leaders, but we're not being really told the full story, because we've got the Seven of Coins having to go back to the drawing board, something needing reworking, and we've got needing to defend themselves, being under attack because of it. So I'm just going to leave it there. I don't want this to get too long. That is a follow-up from the viewers' questions I got on my dowsing rod session and tarot session. Thanks for all your comments. Thanks for everyone's positivity. And there you have it. All right, I'll be back again soon. Bye for now.